In this video from SuperfastCPA, we're going to cover the CPA score release. We'll give you the dates, how to see your scores depending on what state you're in, how the exams are scored, and a lot more background info per section. If you want to go straight to the dates, it's hard to have current dates always in a video. So on this page, you can see the current score release dates by month or testing period each year. Go to superfastcpa.com/scores. Or if you click on the card that's in the top right of the video, you can also go to that page. So how to check your scores. Most states go through NASBA, and so it's all in one place on NASBA's website. You can get that direct link again at superfastcpa.com/scores. Or if you are in one of the following states, either California, Illinois, Kentucky, Maryland, North Dakota, Nevada, or Oklahoma. These states each go through their respective boards of accountancy, so you would check your score either on their website or on some portal that they provide. So what we'll cover in this video, we're going to cover what is a passing score, what time of day the scores are usually released, what you can expect, who scores the exams and how the exams are scored, what the different skills are that are tested on the exam, what question types do these skills apply to from the blueprints, and what form you'd see them on the exam, tips from the blueprints on each exam section, what the pretest questions are on the exams, how to read your exam candidate score report, tips for retaking a failed section, and can you appeal your exam score, or should you, and then more resources for helping you pass your CPA exams. So what time of day are scores released? Typically on a score release day, the scores will be available early in the morning. Sometimes a score won't show until the afternoon. It obviously depends on the day and on the score reporting period. It's not always the same. The BEC written portion requires manual grading in some cases, so it's possible for a BEC score to appear later in the day or even after the target release date. What is a passing score? So on any section of the CPA exam, a passing score is a 75 or above. The scores are on a scale of 0 to 99. The four sections of the CPA exam are auditing, BEC, business, environment, and concepts, FAR, which means financial accounting and reporting, and then reg, which is regulation, which covers the tax code and business law. Each section consists of multiple choice questions and then task-based simulations. And then BEC also includes a written portion. So who scores the CPA exams? This is all the score, or the exams are produced by the AICPA and they're scored by their own processes. But scoring the multiple choice questions and the simulations, it's an automated process. Written communication on the BEC section is also mostly graded by computer, but sometimes it's graded by human scorers. And if that happens, they are all CPAs. For example, if your BEC score is close and it comes down to your written responses, then it would be graded by a human scorer. So what are the skills tested on the exams? There are 4 skills or higher order skills that are listed on the AICPA blueprints. The AICPA blueprints, by the way, are these documents that the AICPA produces to help show you what is going to be tested on each section within the different content areas. And then it's also organized by these higher order skills. So the skills listed on the blueprints are remembering and understanding. This is the easiest or the most basic skill. It basically means being able to recall or memorize facts. The second skill is application. This is a higher level than remembering and understanding. This skill tests the candidate's ability to apply knowledge to a problem, such as using a formula or interpreting how a rule or a regulation would apply given a set of facts. The next level up, or the next skill, is analysis. This tests the candidate's ability to analyze the facts and the situation presented and make the best decision, such as comparing multiple investment opportunities. The highest order skill is evaluation. This tests the candidate's ability to make their own judgments, such as evaluating the reasonableness of a client's accounting estimates. Should be noted, this skill is only tested on the audit exam. So how do the skills translate into questions? So when you look at the AICPA blueprints and you're seeing how the content's laid out, you'll see check marks based or next to a topic, and it will be in either a column of these 4 skills. And so you have remembering and understanding. If there's a check mark in that column, that means that it would only show up as a multiple choice question. The second one being application, if there's a check mark in that column, that means you could either see that topic in multiple choice question format or in a simulation. If you get onto analysis, if there's a check mark in that column, it would only appear in a simulation. And then evaluation would again only appear in a simulation, but remember that evaluation is only tested on the audit exam. So some tips from the audit blueprints, or the audit section of the blueprints. Remembering and understanding is mostly concentrated in Area 1, which is ethics, professional responsibilities, and general principles, and then Area 4, which is forming conclusions and reporting. The application skill is tested through all 4 of the audit areas. The analysis and evaluation are mostly tested from Area 2, which is assessing risk and developing a planned response, and then Area 3, which is performing further audit procedures and obtaining evidence. And this makes sense since this part of an audit is based on the auditor's evaluation of the audit evidence. Also, these 2 areas, Areas 2 and 3, they make up the largest portion of the audit exam. Part 2 makes up 20 to 30%, and Part 3 makes up 30 to 40% of the exam. Some BEC tips from the blueprints. Remembering and understanding is tested through all 5 areas of the BEC exam. Application is also tested from all 5 areas. Analysis is tested mainly from Area 2, which is economic concepts and analysis, and then Area 3, financial management, and then Area 5, which is operations management. Some FAR tips from the blueprints. Remembering and understanding is tested through all 4 areas of the FAR exam, but the highest concentration comes from Area 4, which is state and local governments. Application is also tested from all 4 areas. That will frequently be dealing with journal entries and financial statements. Analysis is tested mainly from Area 1, from conceptual framework, Area 2, which is select financial accounts, and then Area 3, which is select transactions. These would be tasks such as reconciling account balances, interpreting agreements, or detecting reporting discrepancies. Some reg tips from the blueprints. Remembering and understanding is mainly tested in Area 1, ethics, professional responsibilities, and federal tax procedures, and then Area 2, business law. Application and analysis are both concentrated in the last 3 areas. Area 3 being federal taxation of property transactions, Area 4, federal taxation of individuals, and then Area 5, federal taxation of entities. What are pretest questions on the CPA exams? These are live questions that would be mixed within all the other questions on the exams. So these are being tested by the AICPA, but they don't count towards your score. And of course, you don't know which questions are pretest questions. They're just mixed in with all the other either multiple choice questions or simulations on your exams. You won't know which ones are the pretest questions. So after a pretest question goes through the circuit of being tested on the actual exams, if it meets certain statistical criteria, it would then be added as a regular graded question on the exams. So that's how they come up with new questions. They test them in the live environment. They see how candidates respond to them, and they have some criteria that they test these against, and they either discard the question or put it in the testing pool. So each CPA exam section will contain 12 pretest multiple choice questions and then 1 pretest task-based simulation. And on BEC, one of the 3 written tasks will be a pretest task. So how to read your score report. Your report that you get back after you take a section, it is based on people who just passed, meaning you're compared to people that scored between a 75 and an 80 on the given section. This is what the score report looks like, and this is what you would see. The content area, you have the content area over here, and then where you stand based on, again, scores from the 75 to 80 range. It will show you as stronger or comparable or weaker. And then you have this kind of, this sums up your multiple choice performance and your simulation performance. Most people will usually see either a comparable or a stronger on multiple choice questions, and then a weaker on simulations. I guess I should say, if you failed the section, you will almost always come in weaker on the simulations. That's what's common, because the simulations in general are much tougher than the multiple choice questions. Some tips for retaking a failed section. The first step would be based on what your score report tells you as to how you did on multiple choice questions versus simulations. However, don't make the mistake of only focusing on the content areas or sections that you scored weaker on. You still need to do some cumulative review, meaning reviewing from all topics and all areas. You want to stay fresh on everything. Don't switch to a different section. That's probably the biggest mistake you could make if you fail a section. Even if you're completely sick of the section that you just failed, you want to retake it first before moving on to another section while it's all still fresh. If you take more than a few months off before retaking a failed section, you'll basically be starting over on the content, so you don't want to do that. Can you appeal an exam score? Now, if you score 74, which I had the pleasure of doing on my first section, I failed FAR once, and it was 74, it's common to feel like there must have been a mistake, or you're hoping for maybe there was a mistake, and I actually got a 75. There are two options for having your score looked at a second time. There is what's called a score review and then an appeal. A score review is where you basically ask the AICPA to look closer at your score, and they provide additional assurance that the scoring procedures were complete and that your score is accurate. The AICPA notes that less than 1% of all score review requests result in a changed score, meaning they basically never actually change a score, and it's not generally recommended to request one, it being basically a waste of time and money. An appeal, on the other hand, it allows you to view your incorrect responses and then submit comments to challenge or defend your position. But it's not a simple process. This has to take place in an authorized location and in the presence of a representative of your board of accountancy. So it is probably easier to just retake the section and make sure you pass. My name's Nate. I run the website SuperfastCPA. I'm a Utah CPA. If you want more help with your CPA exams and the strategies for successful studying, what we focus on at SuperfastCPA is helping busy candidates pass their CPA exams via strategy and study tools. We've helped thousands of CPA candidates with the study process. Over 30,000 people receive our emails. This is our free guide. This is the best place to start with our advice. Our free guide, it helps you with the study process and avoid the most common mistakes. The free guide is called The Busy Candidate's Guide to Passing the CPA Exams Fast. You can get it at superfastcpa.com/free, or just text FAST CPA to 44222 and a link will be sent right to your phone. This guide is not just generic advice on, like how to sign up for the exams and that kind of thing. This gives you actual tactical strategies for getting twice as much done at twice as fast in your daily study sessions, and then the strategies for long-term retention of what you study so that you actually remember it on test day. It covers a lot of things. So grab that guide at superfastcpa.com/free, or again, just text the one word FAST CPA to 44222.